Hey everyone, this is Kat. One of the biggest reasons that I do not believe that God is behind the entire Shunning Chanel bandwagon is because the people who are on it insist on continuing to slander and lie about her. That doesn't sound like God to me. Yet for some reason I'm apparently the one who's taken in by this evil spirit. It doesn't matter that what I'm sensing is that an evil spirit is currently hanging out with them and they are deceived by it. I'm the one who's taken in by this evil spirit, according to people who have very little experience in spiritual warfare at all. It's pretty impressive how that works. It's really impressive. I've been dealing with spiritual warfare since I was 12 years old. The fact of the matter is, when I outright state, hey, I know that I'm being demonically oppressed right now, nobody ever comes rushing to me, I am forced to deal with it on my own. What's even more interesting is that when Washington is actually convinced that this is the case, he just abandons me. Yeah, that's some real good friendship. That's not how you treat a person who's dealing with demonic oppression. People who deal with demonic oppression are actively suffering. So, in the idea that you must abandon anybody who is demonically oppressed instead of trying to help them by casting out the demon, that's just the wrong way to handle all of it. It really is. I mean, it's one thing if your friend is, I don't know, possessed and actively being controlled by an evil spirit, but oppression is simply just being influenced. It doesn't need to be like a possession where you are actively 100% controlled by it. You're just influenced. That's what oppression is. And it's like, yeah, I can tell that Washington has no comprehension of this concept or any real experience in this area at all. He's just making things up as he goes along. If he understood what demonic oppression was, he would not try to abandon anybody who was suffering from that. Let's say he's right. Let's say that I'm demonically oppressed. Okay, cast out the demon then, if that's true. You have the ability to do so in Jesus' name, and it's a whole lot easier to cast out a demon that is simply oppressing someone instead of possessing them. So it shouldn't be that hard. The fact is, he has precious little experience in this field of spiritual warfare, and it completely tells on him. For future reference, Washington, if you are going to tell someone that they are demonically oppressed and taken in by an evil spirit, make sure that you're actually correct on what you are saying. Because I sense spirits. I can sense who all has a spirit and who all does not, and I already know pretty much that the spirit that is behind lies, slander, and bearing false witness that is with you is not God. I get the feeling that it is deflecting the idea that I am taken in by an evil spirit onto me and using you as a puppet in order to do so. It's a really bad idea to tell somebody who has more experience in spiritual warfare than you do to go ahead and to say that you're demonically oppressed when that very shortly after the demon that was causing demonic oppression got sent away. No, at that point I'm not demonically oppressed and you have no leg to stand on, and if I were demonically oppressed, I would admit it, and you would probably just ignore me like you always did. Because you don't care, because none of this is actually about me being demonically oppressed or anything like that. I mean, what this is about is condemning anybody who does not agree with you about Schnell and Branch. That has always been what this has been about, Washington. I think you know this. I can keep poking holes in all of your stories, and that's what actually offends you. You're not really upset that you think that I've been taken in by an evil spirit. In reality, what you're upset by is that I do not blindly obey you the way other people in the Mandela Effect community do. You claim that, no, the Mandela Effect community should not have leaders. Then you lead people to their own demise, and you lead them into bashing others who don't deserve it. I am in full agreement that we shouldn't have leaders, but I don't think that you necessarily are, Washington, since you keep making attempts to lead people into sin, no less. It's interesting. I'm the one taken in by an evil spirit, yet you're the one acting like I should go on and participate in all the sinning. No. I'm not gonna sin against God just to make you happy, or to appease you, or to make you think that, or tell you that it is following Jesus to sin in those ways. I'm never gonna tell you that that's following Christ. If that offends you, ask yourself why. The idea that sinning against God is not following Jesus and it's the opposite is offensive to you. Anyway, Washington, much of your story just simply does not add up. No matter how much it gets sliced and diced, it just doesn't. And anybody who's actually thinking and looks through your story for all the holes will find all the holes. They will find things don't add up. And they will figure out that you're not following Jesus nearly as closely as you claim that you are. Anyway, you shouldn't tell someone who has more experience in spiritual warfare than you do and understands just when they are demonically oppressed actively that they are demonically oppressed when they are not. It just adds even more questions. Because I will look at that and wonder just how the CUG possibly must be if you think I've been taken in by an evil spirit. When you have told Chanel on other occasions that you don't even believe in testing the spirits. So, because you don't believe in testing the spirits at all, how can I trust that you are actively following God when you don't even test anything? That's the thing, Washington. Your story is filled with holes. No matter how poorly constructed together that it is, you are somehow deceiving others into believing it. It's saddening, but I don't think you're gonna keep getting away with this for much longer. I will see everybody in the next video. Thank you for watching.